itself to safety or turn a routine situation into a dangerous one. It's danger time.
Are y'all ready for some terrible bowl games? Because that's what's on this week.
The human element remains. It can lend itself to safety or turn a routine situation into a dangerous one.
Good morning, Robert, Matt, Jay Shipes, Stingray. What's up, everybody? There's hardly any games worth a crap till looks like December the 27th. The Mayo Bowl, North Carolina and West Virginia. The Holiday Bowl, Louisville and Southern Cal. That one might be interesting too. The Texas Bowl, Oklahoma State and Texas A&M. Ayo. Ayo. The bowl game today. Let's look at these. Monday, December the 18th, the Bahamas Bowl, temporarily renamed the famous Toastery Bowl. I don't even know what a famous toastery is. Western Kentucky and ODU. Probably won't watch that because I'll be busy at 2:30. These are just terrible. The Frisco Bowl. The Boca Raton Bowl. South Florida and Syracuse. All right, this one might be worth watching. I take it back. Georgia Tech and UCF. The Gasparilla Bowl, Friday at 6:30. Yeah, I'm probably not going to stream any games until after Christmas. Well, I'll get into that in a minute when I start the show. I'll explain all that. But once we get to here's the day after Christmas. Nothing burger there. This looks like when the good games really start. So the 27th through the new year is when I'll be doing my game streams. Just have to figure out which ones. Probably definitely that one. The Duke's Mayo Bowl. Maybe the Pinstripe Bowl. Obviously, Clemson and Kentucky. I will be streaming that. That's Friday, December the 29th at noon. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. That looks like a good one. Notre Dame and Oregon State. Yeah, I love you guys too. I think you know that. Well, I hope you know it. The Cotton Bowl, Ohio State and Missouri. That's a good one. I'm so out of the loop, though. For the past 2 weeks, I've paid very little attention to anything other than what I needed to pay attention to. But so I'm out of the loop as far as who's sitting out, bowl games for which teams, and all that shit. I'm sure a lot of that's happened over the past couple of weeks, and I just haven't really paid any mind to it, honestly. So I don't know, like who's sitting out for Ohio State versus who's not. You know what I mean? I got some catching up to do. Anyway, a week till Christmas. Can you believe it? I can't. Yeah, I heard about McCord transferring. He's transferring to Syracuse? I wouldn't have guessed that. Iowa and Tennessee. Oh, yeah. Then, of course, the playoff games, which start on what? The 1st. Is there no games on New Year's Eve this year? That's shocking. Man, I might actually be able to go do something this year. So the first playoff game, Michigan and Alabama, and then the primetime playoff game, of course, at the Sugar Bowl, Washington and Texas. So I'll be streaming both those. So I'll let you guys know over the next week or so what the streaming schedule looks like. Well, here's one thing I can tell you. Effective immediately. There will be some changes. Well, there'll be some changes overall come the new year for the way that I do things on here, here and on the main channel. But as of right now, until further notice, for sure, the Wednesday and Friday night call-in shows, I won't be doing those regularly anymore. The 10 o'clock p.m. ones. So that may change. And also, I'm not saying I'll never do a call-in show again, because I will. I've been doing a call-in show for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years now. But I'm changing some things around in my schedule, and that doesn't fit into it. That's pretty much all there is to that. But if something happens, like in the world of college football or whatever, some breaking news or something that's worth talking about, and I'm available, I'll fire up the computer and do an impromptu call-in show. That's pretty much the way the call-in shows are going to be from now on. Is if I just pop on unannounced. So that's the way that'll work. Hey, thanks, Battle Angel. They realize no one wants to watch football while the ball drops. I would like to think that that's what the reason is, but I think the real reason is it just the way the calendar fell this year. That it just so happens there's not a game on New Year's Eve, but I probably next year there will be. All right. So I'm only going to do this here. Let's turn this music off. All right, everybody. How you doing? Happy Monday, and I guess early Merry Christmas. There won't be a show next Monday because it's going to be Christmas morning, and I'm going to be doing Christmas morning dad type stuff. So now I'll be back on Wednesday and Friday for the midday show, but no streams this weekend. I won't be available this weekend. Well, Saturday I have to drive to Savannah, so I won't be able to stream any games on Saturday. I don't even think there's any games on Saturday worth streaming anyway, from what I just saw, what we just looked at. It appears that way. But anyway, so Saturday I'll be driving. Sunday's Christmas Eve, which we have 2 families here, so we do 2 Christmases. So I won't be available Sunday or Monday because Monday's Christmas. So there you go. I'll start the. What am I doing here? I'll start the game streams probably starting Wednesday, the 27th, and I'll go all the way through the playoffs after that. So I'll pick out whatever games both look interesting and that fit into my schedule, my daily schedule. So we'll figure it out, and I'll let all of you know as far as that goes. Let's see who's in here real quick. Then I'll say a couple things. Robert is here. Matt Dummett, Jay Shipe, Stingray, Jeremy Garrettson, Anthony Swift, Timmy B, Frothy Tavern, Nate's wife's dump truck. God damn it, Nate. You changed your name more than Prince. Michael Treese, the Nature Boy. Volusia. VicTube Productions. Wilkie. Zona Tucson. You excited about your bowl game? I bet you are. Nick DTV. Leonard Clemens. Goose Sports. Battle Angel. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, so I don't really want to say more than I've already said, but that's the reason I made the video and posted it when I did a couple of weeks ago. Is to try to thwart any sort of confusion or worry about me. But like I said in the beginning of that video, I'm probably going to make it worse. But here's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to just go off the air and say, I don't, and just disappear like a fart in the wind. So that's the reason I made the video. I'm sure it just confused more people than if I didn't make the video. But I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to say in the video. If there's anything that you want to ask me, I'll answer it. But I do know that there were, and I knew this was going to happen too. Rumors going on about what's going on with me. And I read everything from, people think I'm on drugs or something. It's nothing like that. But anyway, first of all, I'm fine. And more importantly, because people were like, what happened? Well, nothing happened. And that's a good thing. That's the reason I did what I did, is to prevent something from happening. Because in the past, I go the other route. So I was able to I was able for nothing to happen. So there we are. Am I 100%? No. But I'm a lot better. Let's put it that way. And it is Christmas week. So there's a lot going on for everybody. Let's see. Y'all want to read the news today? I do have the StreamYard open. Let me see something here. All right.
Breaking news from the PigskinPeete YouTube channel.
I guess I'm going to start the morning off by pissing somebody off. I don't know who's going to piss off, but somebody, I guarantee it'll piss off somebody. Arlington, Virginia. Confederate memorial is removed from Arlington National Cemetery in Northern Virginia in the coming days as a part of a push to remove symbols that commemorate the Confederacy from military-related facilities, a cemetery official said on Saturday. The decision ignores a recent demand for more than 40 Republican congressmen that the Pentagon suspend efforts to dismantle and remove the monument from Arlington National Cemetery. Safety fencing has been installed around the memorial, and officials anticipate completing the removal by December the 22nd. Are they removing the bodies too? During the removal, the surrounding landscape, graves, and headstones will be protected. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin disagrees with the decision and plans to move the monument to the New Market Battlefield State Historical Park in Shenandoah Valley. Okay. Okay. Well, here's what the drug company's been waiting on. DEA warns Georgia to cancel plans to become the first state to allow pharmacies to sell medical marijuana. So instead of buying it from Tiger Cat, now you can go to the local CVS or Walgreens and get your cannabis, I guess. The Georgia Board of Pharmacy began accepting applications in October for pharmacies to dispense marijuana products. Licenses have already been issued for 23 independent pharmacies in the Peach State. They want in on that medical game, you know? This article is just telling us what weed is, like we don't know already. This is a quote. It doesn't make any sense to me that people can go to a dispensary and not a pharmacy. We would be buying it from the same growers. Oh, so there you go. Sticky Icky coming to a CVS near you, if you live in Georgia. What now? Man charged with drunk driving after crashing into Biden's motorcade. What? Of all the people to run into, you have to run into the president. A Delaware man has been charged with drunk driving after he plowed his vehicle into U.S. President Joe Biden's motorcade on Sunday night. Described the incident as an accidental collision. Biden and First Lady Jill Biden were getting into their vehicle when a man crashed into the motorcade SUV about 200 feet away from them. 200 feet's pretty far away. Both were unharmed. A 46-year-old man from Wilmington was charged with driving a vehicle under the influence of alcohol. Inattentive driving. That's a charge, inattentive driving. Oops. Democrat aide sacked for filming himself having sex in the Senate hearing room. What? I realize you guys have probably heard about this. I haven't read anything. A member of the Democratic senator's staffer has been sacked for filming himself having sex in a congressional hearing room. Aiden, I'm not going to even try to pronounce his last name, age 24, who works for Maryland Senator Ben Cardin, recorded his encounter with another man on the dais of the jury. Well, at least have some decency to go into the bathroom. You do it right in the office for. That's not even sanitary. Rumors of the video were raised on another congressional conservative gossip site. Capitol Police were reportedly investigating the incident. Mr. Serpesky's sacking was announced by Senator Cardin's office. He's no longer employed by the U.S. Senate. We will have no further comment on this personal matter. On this personnel matter. Well, it could be either one, both personal and personnel. Who filmed it? Did he film it? Or was it like part of the security? Because you know there's security cameras everywhere in there. Boy. Probably for his OnlyFans page. Look at that. John said the same thing I said. I mean, people get fucked in that office every day, but it's usually just the American people, you know, as a whole. Oh. Now, this is some Florida man shit right here. Texas man strikes and kills a pedestrian who lands inside the car, and he drives 38 miles with the body in the passenger seat. This is some Weekend at Bernie's shit here. So he hit the guy flips over into his convertible, into the passenger seat, and he just keeps driving. I mean, that would have been the perfect opportunity to drive him right to the hospital, since you already got him in the seat. A Texas man is in custody after allegedly striking a pedestrian whose body flew through the windshield of a vehicle and into the passenger seat before driving 38 miles to Jack in the Box. He's hungry. All that murdering could really work up an appetite. The police department received a welfare check call about 11:15 p.m. on Saturday night, and when the responding officer arrived, they found a gray Kia Forte with a front end and a windshield damaged in the Jack in the Box parking lot. The officer also saw what appeared to be a dead human being in the front passenger seat, and immediately had the driver, later identified as 31-year-old Nestor Flores, step out the vehicle to be contained or detained. Yeah, what are you detaining me for, officer? Yeah, the dead body in your passenger seats, sir. Thank you. When the emergency crews arrived on the scene, they determined the passenger was indeed dead. I mean, dead.
Casket!
Casket dead.
Casket!
I would just be like, he wasn't dead. He's the one that told me to go to Jack in the Box. I go in to get the burgers. I come out. He's dead then. But he wasn't dead before. That's what I'd tell him. Just lie. You know? No, he was fine. He said he wanted the burger. Also, I was taking him home. They're still trying to figure out who the guy is that's dead. Detectives say that the impact was so severe that the victim's body was thrown through the windshield and came to the rest in the passenger seat. So he came through the windshield and kept driving. I thought it might have been like a convertible deal, and he like flipped over, you know? So he's been charged with intoxicated manslaughter, which is another charge I've never heard of before. Oh, no. British teen Alex Batty arrives in the UK 6 years after vanishing. So he vanished himself, then. It gives me great pleasure to say that Alex has now made a safe return back to the UK after 6 years, said the police. This moment was undoubtedly huge for him and his loved ones, and we were glad to see them be able to see each other again after all this time. Alex will be returned to his maternal grandmother, with whom British justice system has entrusted his custody before his mother abducted him. Oh, so his mom stole him. Is it really stealing if it's your mom, though? For 6 years, including 2 in France, he lived in a quote-unquote nomadic life in a quote-unquote spiritual community. So his mom joined a cult. So his mom joined a cult. That's what I don't know why they just didn't say cult. Instead, they said nomadic and spiritual community. That's cult. Your mom was fucking the leader of the cult. That's what that was. All right, so he escaped from a cult. That's what that is. Good for him. If I started a cult, you'd join it? Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem to me that leading a cult would be too much fun. It seems like a lot of responsibility, you know? Everyone thinks you're God, you know? That's a high expectation to live up to. I mean, you get laid a lot. I guess that's one of the perks. I mean, nothing gets a woman hotter than, hey, do you want to sleep with Jesus? I mean, come on. I'm still curious about this guy that was fucking in the Congress, in the Senate. I have questions. Yeah, this says the same thing the last one did. Does anybody know more about that? Was he making OnlyFans content? "12 killed in an attack on a party in Mexico." Note to self, don't go to Mexico. I love Mexico. It's a beautiful place. But I'm not going there anytime soon. At least 12 people were killed and another dozen were wounded in an attack early Sunday at the pre-Christmas party in central Mexico. Yeah, Merry Christmas. The violence occurred in the town of Salvatierra, reportedly at a hacienda or a ranch that can be rented out for festivities. So far, 12 people were reported dead. 12 others were wounded and taken to the hospital. The Tierra Negra Foundation, which promotes social projects in the area, said the victims were young people participating in posadas, a religious gathering and celebrate aspects of the story of Christmas. There was 100 or so young people gathered at the events. We realized they were not invited, and when they asked who they were, they just started shooting. This is definitely some cartel shit here. Somebody at that party was not in good graces with the cartel, and the poor unfortunate people that died alongside him were just a victim of circumstance. That's how the cartel works. So when in doubt, just kill everybody there. Then you'll make sure you kill the guy you're looking for. Look at this. Hundreds evacuated as flood disaster unfolds in Australia. I know some of you heard about this, the floods in northeastern Australia. Look at this picture here. This man's got a shark. This is only in Australia. This man has a shark. It looks like going down the street of his, in front of his house. I'm pretty sure that's what that is. This man is out here trying to catch a shark from his front lawn. The hell? Look at that. No, is that a shark? No, it's an alligator. I thought that was a shark fin. That's a crocodile. And this guy's got a rope around it. Fucking crocodile hunter here. Stranded residents on a hospital roof as a flash flood swamped northeastern Australia on Monday with raging waters severing roads and flushing crocodiles into towns. Shit, that looks like every neighborhood in Florida. Right there. That's every neighborhood in Florida. Shit, we got a bunch of them around here. Yeah, it looks like this. It is a bad flood, though. Apparently, it's killed several people, and there's people missing. Heavy rain. There's a crocodile in my yard, mate. Go get the rope. I'll get it out of here. A man shot in the head by a woman's ex-boyfriend while helping her move. A man was shot in the head while helping a friend move out of her ex-boyfriend's home. Several calls came in about the shooting about 3:20 a.m. on Saturday, December the 16th. Investigators say a woman and friends went to the apartment complex to help move her belongings out of her ex-boyfriend's house. At some point, police say the ex opened fire, wounding one of the woman's friends. Police say 26-year-old Erkan Nada shot at the victim's pickup truck as the group was leaving. The bullet struck the 22-year-old man in the head. He lived? Officers arrested Nada near the scene on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. So they didn't charge him with murder, so whoever he shot in the head must have lived. I'm gonna check. Give me a second. We're trying to keep it up with all the commitments, and the transfer portal is a full-time job. I saw this morning, it looked like Juice Wells from South Carolina is going to Ole Miss. Is that right? He announced his commitment to Ole Miss. That was sort of a weird turn of events. I don't know exactly what happened with him. I guess he announced he was transferring, and the fans got to him on social media, and then he sort of had like a back and forth, and they took his golf cart away or something. Is that what happened? He was on. I saw a clip of him that he posted. I don't know if he posted on Instagram or what, but it ended up on Twitter somehow. He was getting his hair cut. He's at the barber. And he was talking about how they took away his golf cart or something. And I was like, what? Was that part of his NIL deal or something? They repoed his golf cart? I don't know. You know what else I don't know? I don't know why when fans of a team, and this is any team, this is not directed at South Carolina necessarily. So one of their players announces they're transferring, and then so you go on social media and start tagging them and like trashing that somebody you don't even know. I don't get it. Like, you're just looking for attention. Let the person transfer. Who cares? Any chance that Clemson acknowledges the portal? Yeah, they've made several offers in the portal. They haven't got anybody. That's the problem. The reason they're not getting any of these transfers that they're offering is because they're not bidding. They're not getting into a bidding war with anybody. I think it was the head of the director of recruiting or whatever his title is at Clemson said so much. Said we're not interested in bidding. So ex-player from nobody state gets an offer in the portal from Clemson. He gets an offer from Georgia Tech. He gets an offer from Ole Miss, whatever, teams. Then they start saying, we can get you this much NIL money. Then the other team says, we can get you $300,000 more. And they get into a bidding war. And so XYZ player calls up Clemson's recruiting department or Dabo Swinney himself or whoever's recruiting him and says, hey, I really want to come to Clemson, but Ole Miss offered me $500,000 NIL deal. Can you beat that? I'd rather come to Clemson. And you know what they say to him? Have a nice day and good luck at Ole Miss. That's it. That's the end of the conversation. So, now I'm not saying whether that's a good or a bad thing. That's for you to decide. But that's their approach to the transfer portal. Is, hey, we want you to come play here. Here will be your role on the football team. Here's what we can do for you as a university. It doesn't involve, hey, come over here, we can get you $1 million NIL deal. So. Yeah, that offensive lineman went to Georgia Tech. I think they've. I don't even know how much it's up to now. It's at least 3 players that Clemson's offered in the portal since, over the past 2 weeks. I'm not sure if they will get one. You know? Which is unfortunate. Now, on the positive side, if you're looking for a positive side, well, for Clemson anyway, they had very few people transfer out compared to, virtually every other school. I mean, I think they had 7. Which ain't bad. I think it's the second fewest in the ACC. I think Georgia Tech had 5. Clemson had 7. Most of the big programs around the country are up over 15, between 15 and 20. Some more than that. You won't be in a bidding war with every transfer. You'll be able to land 3 or 4. Well, I don't know what else. I don't know what else you want me to say, Rick. Like, they offer the guys, and then they recruit them, and they choose to go somewhere else. I don't know what else are you supposed to do. I'm not even saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, what do you do? Because they've made it clear now that they don't want to get into offering big NIL deals to get people to come transfer here. So once you eliminate that, then what? What's up, LW? There's 1,500 players in the portal. Clemson should be able to get with someone. Yeah, but they're not going to offer everybody. It's not like they're going to be like, okay, here's all the names in the portal. Offer all of them. We'll see if we can land a few of them. I mean, they're going to be picky about who they want. And then out of those players, then they have to somehow win them over. Look, I'm not an expert on how recruiting works. I mean, I know there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy for both high school recruits and portal recruits. But the way that I see it is that everybody on the internet feels like they are a recruiting expert. And they're like, just do this, just do that. I don't think it's quite that easy. You know. I'm an expert on everything. Well, I am a jack of all trades and a master of none. Oh yeah. Also, early signing day. Is that Wednesday? Is that this week? Yeah, Wednesday, December the 20th. Some of that should be going on during the midday show on Wednesday. I'll have a TV on, keeping an eye on that. Let's look at the recruiting rankings. So currently, according to 247 Sports, Alabama, shocker. Look at the top two. It's the same top two every year for like the past 5 years. Alabama and Georgia in any order you want to put them in. Look at this. This is a ridiculous number. Look at this. Nine 5-stars committed to Alabama. 9. That's insane. I think they had about the same amount last year, too. Georgia with 26 commits 5 5-stars. Texas with 25 commits 4 5-stars. Ohio State, 1 5-star in this class committed so far. Still 4th overall, 21 commits. LSU, Miami. Look at Miami. Miami right now currently the highest ranked ACC team in recruiting. 2 5-stars, 14 4-stars. 7th overall. Clemson's made a hop up in the past couple of days. Last time I saw, they were 15. They're up to 11, which is what they average under Dabo Swinney. They average right around 10 or 11 every year. It also blows my mind how people, I don't know, people don't know what the word average means. The ones that say Clemson's recruiting is falling off, which is just factually not true at all. They don't know what an average is. They go, no, you won all those national championships. You had a third ranked class one year. Yeah, a long time ago. An average is an average, sir. It's when you take all the years and you average them. So, yes, Clemson has had some top 5 recruiting classes, a couple, I think 2 maybe, in the past 15 years. And every other one was between 10 and 15. And that's what they won all those games with. Would I prefer Clemson put together a top 5 class? Yes. But again, I'm addressing the people that say Clemson's recruiting is falling off. It's just not. Falling off from what? Average? It's average? No. That's last year? Oh. Well, what the fuck? Why would they even... Who would be searching 2023? All right, this looks a lot different. Watch, Clemson's going to be down like 18. 15. Yeah, that's where I saw him the other day when I looked. All right, so here's the right picture here. The new one and the right one. Georgia, shocker, coming in at number 1 with 28 commits. I'm assuming that's your... If all 28 of those sign, that's it for you, right? There's no... There can't be any room left. Hell, I don't know what your roster looks like. But 28's a lot. So I'm assuming that's going to be it as far as signees. I don't know what Georgia's going to do in the transfer portal. But to Ohio State with 5 5-stars. Fire Ryan Day immediately. Why? He can't beat Michigan. But he wins 98% of his games. I don't care. But he's recruiting. They got the number 2 recruiting. I don't care. Well, they're going to a New Year's Six bowl game. I don't care. Fire him. Why? Because he can't beat Michigan. Okay. Sure. Florida State 3, Alabama 4, and Cody says Alabama has the best class. No, let's not get into the best discussion again. We already did that with the playoff selection, best versus most deserving. Best is subjective. Well, it shouldn't be subjective, but it is. According to 247 Sports, Alabama does not have the best. Georgia does. Florida at 5. That's shocking to say the least. Texas at 6, which is right around where they come in about every year. They average right around 5. Can't do shit with it until now. But there they are. Miami 7. Still, again, just like the 2023 list, Miami, the highest ranked ACC team in the 2024 early signing class. Oklahoma at 8. Oregon at 9. Notre Dame at 10. And now you've got a slew of SEC teams from between 11 and 15. Auburn, LSU, Tennessee, 11, 12, and 14 respectively. Penn State at 13. Clemson at 15. They should have the opposite problem. Again, I'm just guessing. So this isn't fact. This is me guessing because I haven't looked at the numbers. They should have the opposite problem they had last year. Last year, Clemson's problem was, well, if you look at it as a problem, but anyway, too many people came back that they didn't expect to come back. So they were up against that 85 number there. They actually ended up having to not take away a scholarship from a walk-on, but gave him a different scholarship. He played baseball and football, and I believe they took away his football scholarship and put him on baseball scholarship to free up a roster spot on the football team. So he still got a scholarship. It just wasn't a football scholarship anymore. So, but I think they're going to be under that 85 most likely. Well, especially if the transfer portal continues to go in the way that it's going for Clemson, they will definitely have some spots. And again, I don't know how many more guys they're targeting in this cycle because final signing day isn't for another couple of months. So there'll be teams out there trying to get those undecided players that sign late. Maybe they can get one or two of them. I don't know. But 18 commits right now is what they got. Michigan at 16, Southern Cal at 17. Gamecocks at 18. The Gamecock, and this is, I'm assuming, just simply high school recruiting numbers. I know there's some sites and some different configurations you can look at it where they factor in transfers too. I'm assuming they're not doing that here. Or are they? Does anybody know? Is this list that I'm looking at right now, does it include transfer commits or just high school commits? Because I know South Carolina has been killing it in the transfer portal over the past week and a half or so. I don't think it. I think it doesn't either. All right, that's what I thought. Because I saw a list where South Carolina, when you include transfers, South Carolina's class was up in like top 10. Which, if you include transfers, every school's numbers are going to look different. Different than they do on this list. Ole Miss at 19. But anyway, I was going back to South Carolina real quick at 18. If they're even able to finish around there, look, a top 20 class for them is considered good. I know they would prefer a top 15 or a top 10. I mean, of course they would. But if I'm a South Carolina fan, I'm not like crying into my coffee this morning because we're in the top 20. I should be happy with that, actually. Now you're getting down here into the usual suspects here. Nebraska sitting at 22. There you go. Where we got Georgia Tech 36th. Well, Duke's taking a hit, 42. That's about average for them, though. Then you a slew of ACC teams: Wake Forest, Syracuse, Virginia Tech. Yeah, there you go. Where's Colorado? Yeah. Can I filter this here to the bottom 100? I don't know. Let me go to the end here. Load more. Let's see if we can find Colorado. There it is. That's actually better than I thought. I thought it was going to be like down in the 80s or 90s. So they're currently at 54 with only 10 commits, which we already knew that was going to happen. 1 5-star, 4 4-stars, and 5 3-stars. It's funny, you look around all these ones in the 50 range, and there's not a 5-star to be seen. But Colorado got one. Look at that, zeros. Damn, Oregon, no 5 stars. That's, wait, that can't be right. Is it? Where is Oregon? Oh, there we are. Yeah, they have 1 5-star. All right. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
What's up?
What up?
What's up? What's up?
Happy you're back.
Welcome back, bud.
Thank you.
What's up? What's going on?
Nothing. I do have to pee, though, so
Good.
you guys can entertain the masses for like 30 seconds.
Okay. What's going on, Nate? How you doing, bud?
Yeah, how are you, Vidosha?
Okay. Overall, things are fine. It's cold.
Oh,
You in Nebraska?
I was going to ask about the weather, but you just...
It's cold. Wet and cold. It's like 36 and raining. Sucks.
That's basically here where I
Yep.
live, so...
Yep.
Now, does it snow there? That's my question.
I mean, we're kind of right on the borderline. It'll snow once every
okay.
couple of years. It doesn't really stick. It just gets real damp and
Yeah,
cold, so
I
it
get
like
that.
feels to the bone. You know what I mean? We don't really get big snows.
So basically like Seattle, almost?
I would say it's more like latitude-wise, it might be like Virginia
Virginia, okay.
or like maybe even like North Carolina, but
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. It could snow in like Eastern Virginia, right? But it doesn't really.
Mhm.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, and plus I was thinking, I know the South Olympics is like this year, but I'm talking about the next location
Yeah.
for South Olympics. When you were at the States when you were at the States,
Yeah.
subject, I was actually talking about this to PigskinPeete while I was at his house, but do you have any like suggestions for next year? I know it's for this year, but whatever. I'm just curious.
In terms of what?
What are you talking about, Nate?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
In terms of where to go? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like for a game?
Well, not a game. Like, never mind. We'll say for next year.
What is he talking about?
I'm not quite sure.
I think he meant for a location for next year's Slav Olympics.
Oh.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Nate, we still got to go to this one first, buddy.
I know.
What were you saying? Were you saying that we should have the Slav Olympics in China?
That'd be
I don't
dope.
know. I mean, I don't care.
You should. That'd be cool.
Nate's pulling a Ballard here.
But I ain't Ballard. I didn't say 2024 or 2020, 45, whatever we call it. But yeah, yes, I'm still working, not working because I'm not gonna tell you why. Because no, I didn't get fired. I didn't get fired.
Uh-oh.
I said I didn't get
Okay.
fired.
Okay.
The way you said it made it sound like maybe you did, though.
No, I didn't. I don't want to say in public because it would probably embarrass me.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
But So you don't work there?
I said I do work there. I said I didn't get fired.
Okay.
Oh, so you still work there? Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Actually, I think Nate's got a point. They plan out college football games 7 or 8 years in advance.
That's true.
We need to have our Slob Olympics destinations planned out for the next 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finding contracts with the local committees.
Well, it's hard enough to get everyone to agree on one location, let alone the next 8.
Let's do like the ACC schools and just paint ourselves as much into a corner as possible.
Yeah, we can have it planned out through 2032. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to pay $1 million if we want to get out of it.
Just like
Nah, I'm just asking just for fun, not just in advance. I was just curious. That's all. Whatever. I mean, me and Pete were talking about it while I was there with him. So he said like somewhere in North Carolina or whatever. While we were taking.
Yeah, I don't know. The way we did it this year was we had people send in like a recommendation and like sort of pitch a place to us, and then we picked it from there. I think
we should do that like every year, but I like I said, I just asked for fun. I mean,
Nate, it's probably never coming to Omaha, buddy.
I didn't say Omaha though.
That's just probably a thing that's not going to happen.
And I know that. I never, and plus I was not suggesting Omaha.
Yeah, Omaha, they already have a zoo. They don't need us coming there.
I didn't ask to go there.
Do it in the Bahamas on the graveyard of the Fire Fest. That'd be awesome.
I was thinking more like, we were doing Florida this year.
We need a Slob Olympics Bermuda Triangle.
There you go.
What about Kentucky?
Challenge one.
Kentucky?
Lower Kentucky. I don't know.
No.
No.
I don't know. Come up with a good pitch for a good place for it. Maybe. I don't know.
That's actually. Can we look? I'm gonna look it up. I want to see warm places in the South because it probably won't say anything. So
Kentucky, it's gonna be cold. Yeah.
Have you ever been to Kentucky before, Nate?
Yes, I actually have.
Oh. And you want to go back?
Yeah.
No. I've only been in one town in Kentucky.
That's enough.
Well, wait a minute. I'd actually like to go back to Kentucky. At some point, I want to do the whole Bourbon Trail.
That's true. That is the best thing.
No, I would do that.
The Mormon Trail, you said?
Bourbon.
Oh, bourbon. Oh, bourbon. Okay.
Hey, you do all the distillery tours and shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's Scott?
Yeah.
Slim, I just wanted to ask, is your vagina okay now? Does it not hurt as bad?
What?
Mine's been fine.
Does it? Well, it's been a couple of weeks. I just wondered, does it have a purple hue to it now?
I gotta ask the same question.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm good. But I wanted to do something. I wanted to rescind my apology I offered to you 2 weeks ago because really I thought I was apologizing to a grown man, and then I realized I was apologizing to an 8-year-old girl. So I didn't want to rescind. I just want to rescind that back. Because I how can I apologize to an 8-year-old girl?
What do you mean you can apologize to an 8-year-old girl?
Yeah, I think it's easy.
Well, I guess I could, but they don't accept it, and like Slim did.
Apology.
And Slim, I think you ought to change your name to Soft Shady Canes or maybe Doughy Shady Canes.
Ooh.
Okay.
I mean, Slim doesn't give a F. But
Yeah, speaking of...
Because I've never known anyone to get that upset and that irate over being called dumb ass.
Yeah.
Maybe, just maybe, and I don't know this, maybe there's a gene pool in your family. Maybe your Uncle Ernest was a dumbass. Maybe you have a cousin Bill who was a dumbass, and you just don't like being called a dumbass, and that I would understand.
This one's been baking for a couple weeks, I think.
Man, I know you never do this.
The oven was preheated.
Yeah, no shit.
I know you never do this, Scott, but if you call me dumbass, which I wish you were never ever do, but yes, I rate Pete knows because I'm very sensitive when it comes to words.
Irate.
I'm talking about you, Nate.
Yeah, Nate.
Nate?
I haven't called you anything, Nate. This is just when Slim and I.
So you never do.
And Slim, I called you a dumbass, and then you called me every damn thing in the book. So, yeah, I didn't take that damn personal, but obviously you did.
It's not
And
fair.
wish you the best with your 7-5 damn Miami Hurricanes. The Hurricanes who barely got a damn 500 season, but they're bowl eligible. Aren't they going to the Ducalac Soft Stool Bowl? Is that the one they're going to?
Playing in like the Pinstripe Bowl.
You know, actually,
Local soft stool.
this is a fun fact.
That's the Pinstripe Bowl, but yeah.
This is a fun fact, but I know some say will care less, but it's kind of fun to be honest. Miami, Ohio is like 10-2. Well, now mine 10-3, but was 10-2.
Well, happy holidays, Slim. And if you need tampons for the holidays, I'd be happy to send you some.
Great stocking stuffer.
I won't take up any more of your time there, Pete.
All right.
Take care.
See you later, Scott.
All right, Scott.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch that game, Nate, but I did see the Miami Ohio game. That there were 13 fumbles in that game.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on over there?
I mean, and talent-wise, Miami Ohio's not really matching Miami Florida, but I'm saying in funny reasons or funny facts.
Well, yeah, but they didn't play Miami. They didn't play University of Miami.
Well, actually, they did week one, and
they did.
we absolutely beat the soul out of them.
True. But I'm just saying, how are there 13 fumbles in one? I mean, by both teams, 7 by one, 6 by the other. How the hell do you have?
I'm just
I don't care how much it rains. 13 fumbles? Are you fucking kidding me? What are you doing?
I know they're horrible, but they have a better record. But Miami, Florida has better roster and whatever.
I mean, does the better record really matter when they played each other and one beat the bejesus out of the other?
No, I don't think anyone would argue that University.
I know. I just think it's funny that Miami, Florida is not garbage, but like high talented, but still beat Miami, Ohio, and still Miami, Ohio has a better record. That's all I'm saying.
It's a great example of how Group of 5 teams don't stack up to Power 5 teams.
Yeah, I truly get that.
Pete, have you seen the basketball team at all?
I have. I know they finally lost a game.
We did, but I mean, it was a 2-point loss on the road, true road game against what's going to be a top 25 Memphis team. It's not too bad.
Yeah, what are they ranked now? What's Clemson ranked?
So we're 13. I haven't seen the new rankings yet.
I would guess
but we'll still be like 18 or so would be my guess.
Yeah. You know, I'm surprised. I know I'm not a really basketball fan, or I am. I'm actually surprised that Nebraska men's basketball is like 9-2 right now.
Yeah, they're good. They got a kid, I think a Japanese kid who's a fucking absolute sharpshooter. I can't think of his name right now.
They're basically, yeah.
Weird that a Japanese kid would end up in Lincoln, Nebraska, but hey, whatever.
Well, we'll see if Clemson can keep it together. I'm still. I know they got a great team and everyone's excited about it, but I'm always waiting for that disappointment.
Yeah, I think that the reason why I think that we're much safer this year is because we did play a fairly hard. I mean, we're like top 40 in terms of non-conference schedules in the country and beat almost everyone. And we got a bunch of good wins.
Yeah.
So I think even if we don't have a great season in the ACC, we'll still get in. I think we should have a really good season because the ACC is not that good this year. So, I mean, we're a top 3 or 4 team in the league. I think no question about it.
Hey, Pete.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you something, but I was gonna ask. So you know how Florida State, hold the whole deal, whatever.
Yeah.
Florida State got out, but I'm not gonna get into it. But
No, it's not.
I do have a question for who's going to be more if they do play each other, if they did. Who's going to be more pissed off, Florida State or Georgia?
More pissed off?
Clearly, Florida State.
Florida State, I think, should be more pissed off than anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Why would Georgia be upset?
Pissed off, but
Well, they didn't make playoffs. Well,
yeah, there you go. Because
that's if they play each other. That's
Yeah, I don't know really how to answer that. I think Florida State's just pissed off in general. I don't know if that affects this game at all or not.
I think the better question is who cares more about this game?
Right,
Who's going to be more motivated in this game versus?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't really see an advantage for motivation on either side, other than I guess the motivation for Florida State would be to win and go undefeated and point at everyone and say, see, we should have been in the playoffs.
I mean,
but the motivation for Georgia is to win a New Year's Six bowl game and finish out an amazing season. I don't know.
The thing that shows it, and I don't want to go down this rabbit hole again because it pisses me off, but I think the thing that shows that this whole bullshit is a complete joke is the fact that they ranked Alabama 4 because Florida State's quarterback's out, but they put Florida State 5 and Georgia 6. Is there anyone in the world that thinks that right now, like with everyone there, that Georgia's not better than Florida State?
Well, no, and that goes back to the fact that what they're saying is bullshit.
It's totally bullshit. If it's because of who's better, then why the fuck is Florida State 5? Florida State should absolutely be 6 and maybe below that.
Yeah,
to me, that's where they messed up. Instead of just saying, yeah, it comes down to who we think's better, we think Alabama's better, so we put them in. Instead, they doubled down on we would have put them in except for the injury. Well, you shouldn't have said that.
You shouldn't, because then why the hell is Georgia 6 and Florida State 5?
Why is Florida State?
Georgia's a 14-point favorite. Come on.
It's like I said, the week before, they baked their expectations into the rankings. They assumed Georgia was going to win. They assumed Florida State was going to lose. And they wouldn't have had a problem if things worked out that way, but they didn't.
Do y'all agree if this happens? Well, I'm pretty sure it won't. But I wish that the BCS, not the championship, but BCS bowl game system was back, except for right now, because you can lead the playoff B. You don't have to go put away. But if I were like,
what do you mean?
I think what he's saying is let the BCS pick the top 4 teams, but then still have a playoff.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
I mean,
like I said,
there was even subjectivity to the BCS. I mean, the BCS was not just strictly the computer rankings. Right. A third of it was the AP, a third of it was the coaches, and a third of it was the computer rankings.
There you go.
And there's really no perfect way to do it anyway, because even the information you put into the computer calculation is biased. I mean, when you put in something like strength of schedule, that's subjective.
It is.
So, I mean, if we always hear every week, well, this team's overrated. Well, if they're overrated, if they're overranked, and you put that into the strength of schedule calculation, then it skews that. So I don't really think there's a perfect way to do it. I mean,
not with 133 teams, there isn't.
Hey, what's the odds if I know AI
or even 70 when you're talking about Power 5?
Yeah.
I know AI is evolving, and that's scary at some point. Now, I'm just thinking, I don't know if it's a theory or not, but what if AI took over for picking the college football player?
No, Nate. I saw Terminator. We see how this works out.
I know.
Okay, I've seen The Matrix. We've seen how this turns out. No.
I know, and I don't trust
robot.
it either. I'm just saying.
It could. Well, I mean, it could, but yeah, it could.
Yeah, I mean,
that sounds like a terrible idea, Nate.
No, that's just a what if, but
watch every college football game and have it come up with who it thinks are the best teams.
Well, that might be the only good thing to come out of it is they actually watch the games.
Yeah.
Because I'm not convinced that the ones that are in there now do.
Unlike these
I'm
fucking
with you on
fossils
that.
on the committee.
What? Why isn't there any women commentators out there?
There are Beth Mowens.
Beth Mowens, yeah.
No, like for football.
Yeah.
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 I saw a
Didn't you
really
have
good
that?
one.
Didn't you
I
have that
saw
chick
really
that
good- go
Christian
ahead, sir.
Ponder married to?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Samantha.
Yeah.
She's not She doesn't do a play-by-play though, does she?
No.
No, she's just the hot chick on the sideline.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even think she does it anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, because she got past 30. She got past 30, and
But yeah, Nate.
Kind of aged out like Leo.
Yeah, they gave her the Leo DiCaprio treatment. Yeah.
But Nate, they gave Beth Mowens. She does play-by-play for college football, and they somehow managed to get the most annoying, not only a woman, but the most annoying woman available to do that job.
So I saw a good one. So in the Premier League in England, the soccer league, right? So they have female referees now for the first time this season. And the meme says, with the introduction of female referees for the first time in the Premier League, players have been warned that they may get booked for fouls they committed years ago that they had completely forgotten about.
If I were like a rules making rules like it, for female referees or whatever, I'm gonna be really strict for the players. No touching or whatever anywhere.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
I mean, what is it? What's he talking about? He's talking about it's like a Me Too type thing here.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about like rules for a woman that is fishing for college football.
Yeah, you're not supposed to touch the officials even if they're men.
Yeah.
There's female refs in the NFL, Nate.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
NBA
No,
too.
I'm just saying that if I were a rule maker or whatever, I would.
That rule's already in there.
No,
There's no. It's football. It ain't grab ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, damn it, I'm gonna delete that rule then.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure if you touch an official, it's a pretty big fine. Didn't Watson do that earlier this year?
No, that's the massage therapist.
No, Watson. I forget what happened. He ran out of bounds, and they got into it on the sidelines with the players on the sideline, and there was some pushing and shoving, and then I guess an official got in the way, and he like grabbed the official and like to move him out of the way or something. Pushed him out of the way.
What? Just stay out of the way. I mean,
Yeah, don't like your.
Yeah, I like how the officials get in between. Like it's always like a 5'6" guy who's out of shape, and he gets in between 350-pound killers, and like he's gonna keep them from fighting each other. It's like, come on, dude.
how you don't just let the police at the game.
What's the scariest job in football?
Let those the state troopers that they keep at the game break up fights between the players.
What's the scariest job in football? The cameraman?
No.
Who else?
Dude, it's got to be the ref that stands right by the linebackers.
Yeah.
I would say the cameraman, in my opinion.
No, the ref that stands right by the middle linebacker. That's fucking terrible.
I think that's second in my book. But
Yeah, right.
Like they put a camera on that ref's hat sometimes, and you can watch it. It's absolutely terrible.
it's camouflage too, which is good.
Umpire.
The reason I say cameraman because every time a football player rushes on the side or maybe on a goal line on the sideline, they just get knocked the heck out.
Yeah.
Every time. That's why I said.
That's the pylon. I think you're talking about the pylon.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah.
But there's no one controlling it.
The pylon it's not the pylon man. That would be funny if they had people standing there to act as the pylon.
More like human pinballs or pin from general. Actually, I should have took a picture last night for my Special Olympics bowling.
Did you win?
Well, like I said, it's just for practice until
Oh,
January
practice.
20th.
Yeah.
But I did get 107.
It's pretty good, Nate.
Yeah.
Nate, what are you getting from Santa for Christmas?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't sent him a letter yet. It's probably too late. But
No, it's not too late.
Well, what are you asking for?
Well, probably new hockey skates.
Oh yeah.
I already bought myself a new bowling ball, so there's my Christmas gift.
Okay.
Hey, you've never killed anybody with those hockey skates, have you?
No, not like I don't know if you heard anything about this, but
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
okay, yeah. I know. I would never do that.
Yeah, they charged that guy with murder.
I know.
Did they really? I don't.
Or it might have been manslaughter. He got charged with something.
Manslaughter, yeah.
Yeah.
And if I was on the team that the guy was, passed or whatever, I'm not gonna say killed, but whatever, got slashed or with skate.
Well, he did it on purpose, though. He stepped on his neck on purpose.
I know.
Well, if he did it on purpose, then it should be murder.
I don't know that he'll end up getting actually convicted criminally, but I tell you this right now: that guy's family that died, they're getting paid.
Yeah, and plus the
It should be murder if he did it on purpose.
I mean, I saw the video. There's no way you can claim accident on that.
It's supposed to be a manslaughter.
That's pure murder.
Accident was on purpose. Would be,
Yeah, it's harder to prove murder, though. That's probably why they gave him a lesser charge.
Sure, yeah.
I guess third degree, or I guess if it's heat of the moment, then it's lesser charge than premeditated.
And also, I know y'all don't really care about hockey, but aside from me, but NHL teams or arenas or trying to, I don't know if it's GoFundMe or whatever, but they're basically trying to help the family that the guy that got slashed.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And if that happened to me, well, obviously I would be killed. But
yeah, I was gonna say, but yeah.
At my last breaths, I wanted if that happened to me, if it like one more slash in my throat, I would have tripped that guy when he before he
Well, I don't think that an NHL team needs to do a GoFundMe. If they want to give money, they'll go ahead and do that.
And I get why they're doing it, but
Nate, is there any professional hockey teams in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it?
Golden Knights.
The Golden Knights?
Yeah. I did actually look up for you guys the tickets.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How much are they?
Here, let me see. Let me pull it up.
So they're good. They made the Stanley Cup final in their first year. It's not like their first year in existence. They're a good team.
Vegas, and plus I have never been in Vegas or an arena, and I heard it's really awesome experience and a good arena. So Golden Knights, tickets.
Nate, who's your favorite NHL team?
Detroit.
Me too. There you go. Hell yeah.
What do you think about Kane and DeBrincat?
I don't pay that much attention to him anymore. I just don't have the bandwidth for it because I watch so many other things. I just grew up watching them in the 90s.
Right.
And so they were my favorite team. But then when I moved over here, I just kind of lost. It's just hard to pay attention to at the time difference. So I don't really know what they're doing right now.
Now, I don't know. You guys are going through 26, right?
22nd through the 26th.
Okay. So the last the January 20th they played home on January 20th. But I don't know what time you fly.
I'm not there on the January. I'm 22nd through the 26th.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just asking what time on 20th you get here.
22nd.
22nd.
Through the 26th.
He's not
I can hear shit.
So the 20th isn't going to work, Nate. I'll be in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, I can't hear shit. Sorry.
It's
I thought you guys were going 20th, but dang it, they're away. So yeah.
away that weekend.
But they are home on 20th. But like you said, you're probably gonna be at home at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will be.
They won't be there yet.
Won't be there.
Yeah.
So I can't go to a hockey game. I can't go to SHOT Show.
Here, let me here. I'll look some stuff up for you.
Stay off the site.
Well, that's on bookmark list, but okay.
Nate, you're not taking an hour and a half long break again, are you?
No, here I'll just say it. I don't know if I want to do it on live, but I did have a ACCIDNT.
Oh, an accident.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all you probably should say.
There was an accident.
Yeah.
Keep it at that. Leave it at that.
No, nowhere further than that. Okay. Las Vegas events in January, right? Or late January. I can't fucking spell January.
Well, let us know when you find it. I want to bring up the fact that the Panthers won a game and beat the Falcons.
Oh, Vic.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Back-to-back weeks, the Falcons lose to the Panthers and the Bucks.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Well,
know. I mean, that's just the Falcons for you. That's just, what happens. I mean, is anyone
the Falcons
shocked that we lost to 2 one-win teams? I mean, does that really surprise anyone? I mean, the Falcons are just gonna Falcon. That's just
They are gonna Falcon, dude.
Is the Falcons the new bad Lions?
No, the Falcons are just like the Falcons are the Charlie Brown of the NFL.
Are we going to change the term to falconing now?
Oh yeah, I think it's been that. It's that or chargering. Those if the Falcons and Chargers play, like we'll just be an endless fucking parade.
So I'm not gonna watch any more Falcons games this year.
Oh no.
Look, man, Vic, let's be real. Sure? I mean, the NFL this year totally sucks.
What is it going to take?
NFL fan, but it sucks. Half the quarterbacks are hurt. 90% of the teams suck.
Vic, what's it going to take for you to resume watching the Falcons? Like, what's your?
I don't know.
You don't know?
All right, I found some.
Maybe if they fire Arthur Smith.
The owner?
Justin Fields.
No, that's the coach. Arthur Smith's the coach.
Arthur Smith.
Oh.
Trade for Justin Fields.
Oh, Arthur Blank's the coach. I mean, the owner.
No, Arthur Blank's the owner, yeah.
Yeah, I also want Arthur Blank to sell the team, but yeah.
Do you think that Arthur Blank should consider using the same hair dye that Ryan Day uses?
Oh, God. That's probably...
No.
You just hire Ryan Day or Jim Harbaugh. They're both going to the NFL.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Well,
speaking of which, did y'all hear that Kirby Smart is taking an interview with the New England Patriots?
I read that.
Fake news.
That's got to be fake news. There's no way the Patriots are interviewing people already.
Fake.
Yeah, I think it's fake.
Yeah.
Pete, good news. Monday at what time was that? The Blue Man Group is in Vegas.
I've seen it. I've been to the Blue Man Group before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it was exactly what you expected. It was a bunch of blue men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're funny too.
Aren't they always in Vegas?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think we saw them at the Venetian or something or somewhere like that.
It's $68 for on Monday during January 22nd. But it's at the Luxor.
Oh, it's at the Luxor. That's where what's his name? Is it David Blaine? That's where he performed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And also there's the Sphere Experience.
That's that Sphere deal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of magicians.
Oh, I am going to go there just to see that thing.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Ooh, hey, I would go to this. It's called Fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah, we know you go to that.
It's the strip sexiest tees.
The what?
Strip sexiest tees has the.
Okay.
Awesome.
You know,
Yeah, of course, you want to go to.
Yeah, you might want to stay away from there, Nate. You have another one of those accidents, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like $52. Damn. That's not bad. Well, yeah,
that's cheaper than going to the strip club, isn't it?
Hell yeah.
Who's this? Do you know who? If it.
Yeah, we know who Celine Dion is.
No, do you know who David Copperfield is?
Yeah, he's a magician.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
God, he's still doing magic. He's got to be like 60 something.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah,
Penn and Teller. Aren't Penn and Teller there still?
Yeah, that's a Charles Dickens character. Yeah.
What the hell is this one? Vegas, the show. I don't know what that is. All Motown. That's
yeah. There's a lot of weird shit to do in Vegas, man.
Yeah.
Frankly Frank.
Huh?
Nice. It's in the Lexus Park also suite, resort or whatever you call it. There's a dinner show there's the show that can share dinner called Marriage Can Be Murder. It's 2 hours.
No.
But I don't know if you guys are interested in that. It's probably a family thing. Do you like comedy? You guys like comedy or no?
Of course.
I hate laughing.
Yeah.
Comedy. I like stand up.
Nate's like a travel agent all of a sudden.
I know what the fuck.
I am a travel agent because I travel more basically.
To a travel agent, yeah.
The hell's this? Zombie Barlesque? I don't know what that
Look
is.
up where I can lose all my money.
Okay, I lose all your money? Okay, I'll...
Everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, there should be like a red dot over the entire city.
Yeah.
Just
a big arrow.
Results matching your filter. Okay, try this.
So I was right. The basketball team is now number 18, but is number 1 in Sagarin in strength of record, and number 3 at Warren Knowles.
Okay.
Cool.
Hmm.
So they think we're good. We were number 1 in the RPI the other day too. Might not be, but yeah.
I'm expecting them not to only make the tournament, but win a couple games.
Yes, we have the team for that. The reason why is because we have talented, experienced big men. We have guys who can shoot really well, and we defend really well, and we have a lot of depth. I think this is a team that doesn't have a lot of holes in it.
Can Brad Brownell teach Dabo Swinney how to use the transfer portal properly?
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
He seems to be able to do it.
He does. Although, this year's team doesn't have a ton of transfers, fewer than usual. But yeah, I mean, we've got a couple key ones. And then the kid, Ian Shefflin, the power forward, is just a fucking absolute bulldog, man. He's a 10 point, 10 rebound, 12 and 12 every single game. Gets like 6 or 7 offense. He's just the guy, the glue guy. So we got the glue guy as well. I think this is a good team.
We went and saw him last year. It was almost exactly a year ago, first week of December. It was Clemson versus South Carolina.
Yeah. In Columbia?
No, Clemson.
That would have been 2 years ago.
2 years ago, was it?
Yeah. Last year we played him in Columbia. This year we beat him in Clemson.
God, it's been 2 years already. I think it was Hall's first year.
Oh, well, he's a senior, so that would have
Might have been his second year. I don't know.
Yeah, would have been second
year. It wasn't more than 2 years ago. If it wasn't last year, it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. It would have been 2 years ago. Well, we beat him this year, so.
Yeah.
It was a great game, actually. We were down like 11 in the second half and came back.
Want to go from the sublime to the ridiculous. Did you see where Dion put foot to mouth again?
Oh, what did he say now?
What?
Oh, he's guaranteed that Colorado's making the playoffs.
Oh,
Cool.
Right. Okay.
Well, there's a bunch of people that are going to believe it because he said it.
How about you try making a bowl game first? How about you guarantee that we will be playing in a bowl game? Yeah. I mean, that's a more reasonable guarantee than making.
Nah, y'all just don't believe. You don't believe hard enough.
Yeah, I wonder how Vegas feels about it. I bet they don't believe he's making the playoff. Their win over or under win total going into next season is going to be around 5.
I would agree.
Yeah.
And you can't have recruiting season without a little controversy. And of course, it's around Colorado.
Yep.
Well, I was talking earlier about how Dabo won't get into a bidding war in the portal. I have a feeling Dion's approach is the exact opposite.
Yep.
Well, it may be, but the 1 5-star that he got decided. Now, I don't even think it's a guarantee that he's got him because a lot of recruiting services are saying he's going to flip. And I kind of agree with it that he probably committed to Colorado because he got a spot on Undisputed to do it. But he also got on Undisputed and made the claim, why wouldn't I come play for somebody that looks like me?
Yeah.
What?
And I'm like, let Dylan Raiola come out and say that, and people are going to lose their shit.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I heard that guy had said that. Yeah. So why wouldn't you want to go play for someone that looks like you? Yeah.
I mean, whatever. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you're making your decision based on that, you're going to have a bad time.
Well, he's not the first. Teddy Bridgewater did the same thing years ago. He was committed to Miami until they fired Randy Shannon. And then went straight to Louisville.
Play for Charlie Strong?
Yep.
Is Raiola the one that flipped from Georgia?
Has he flipped?
I don't know.
Because his dad played at Nebraska. His dad was a center at Nebraska, I believe. And
Dylan Raiola. Yeah.
Yep.
Did I read that Brock Vandagriff transferred too?
Yeah, to Kentucky.
He did.
To Kentucky.
He's going to Kentucky.
Kentucky. Yeah.
I don't know. That should be a big surprise to anybody. I'm surprised it took him this long.
Yeah, I thought he would have been gone.
Yeah.
Do we know if Devin Leary is playing in the bowl game?
I don't.
Probably.
Right.
Probably. Yeah. And probably, I don't know why you wouldn't. If this is going to be his last college game ever,
Yeah, he's not going to be a first 2 days draft pick.
Yeah, unfortunately, they have agents and shit, and they tell them differently.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I don't know, apparently Joe Milton is wanting to play in the bowl game, but all the Tennessee fans don't want him to.
What?
Well, he's going to play in the bowl game. I mean, whether they want him to or not. I mean.
Why don't they want him to play? I don't even know why I'm asking this, but
To play Nico, yeah. They want to let go some experience.
so fuck Joe Milton now, I guess. Huh? Just throw him out with yesterday's garbage. I mean, it's like.
Well, they were ready to do that 5 weeks ago.
I know, but like, let the guy finish his season out. Why?
Well, the bowl game's in his hometown too.
Yeah.
They got to play Nico I am Aliva or else he am Aliva.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, he's gonna be starting next year. I don't think he's gonna leave.
Now, here's a question: do you think that? And now, I think I probably know the answer to this, but do you think this is, like, just say for the sake of argument that Nico comes in and he's a bust? Does that really set back the NIL market?
It might.
You mean like over 2 full seasons? You mean like?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it does.
If Nico ends up being a bust, if Dylan Raiola ends up being a bust, then, that might throttle down. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it will.
I doubt it. You'll still have stupid schools like Texas A&M paying for them.
There'll be somebody out there willing to pay.
Right, and why does Texas A&M have the number 20 recruit class?
Because they don't like Mike Elko, apparently.
Hey, Volusia, did you see Dabo talking about getting a quarterback from the transfer portal?
I read him saying that he's not going to do it.
Yeah. He said we're not looking at getting a quarterback. Klubnik's our guy. And which is great, but you got Klubnik, then you got Vizina, then you got a walk-on.
Yeah.
That's what you got. So I don't know.
No, I disagree with that.
They not have one in the recruiting class?
Guy out of the portal, but whatever.
Should he try to go after then? Should he try to? Who should try to get?
I don't know. I don't. The quarterback is not the position that I'm most concerned about. We need to get at least one wide receiver, maybe two. We need an offensive lineman, and we need a defensive lineman. That's what we need. We need 1 to 2 receivers, 1 to 2 offensive linemen, and 1 to 2 defensive linemen. Plug and play. We don't need any DBs, but I wouldn't mind a running back if Shipley leaves.
Yeah, if y'all want to try to get Cameron Ward or something.
I feel like Shipley's not leaving. I don't know why I feel that way. It's just because he hasn't yet. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think we aren't gonna. There was no chance we were gonna try and bring in a starting caliber quarterback. I mean,
no, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about for depth.
Yeah. And I mean, if Klubnik either gets hurt or something happens, then they'll bring in Vizina, or I guess we'll learn how to say it in time.
I think it's Vizina.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't think there would have been anything wrong with bringing in somebody like a Dante Moore who's got multiple years of eligibility left.
There you go, Dante Moore, Cameron Ward, yeah.
Yeah, but I assume they want to start wherever they're going to go.
Dante Moore, not so much. He's come out publicly and said, he's not saying that he wouldn't start, but he said he's looking to be developed. Now, Cam Ward, yeah, absolutely. He's got 1 year of eligibility. He's looking to go somewhere and play.
See, most guys that are transferring out want to go play somewhere, and they're not going to get that at Clemson. If you transfer into Clemson as a quarterback this year, you're doing it with the expectation that you're going to be the third string at best.
Behind.
So nobody wants to transfer into that unless you're a former Clemson quarterback who wants to be a coach one day.
Well, no one would be a plug-and-play starter with the possible exception of a grad transfer offensive lineman and only a grad transfer, or B, a receiver could get some serious PT. Nobody else would be getting a lot of playing time in year one. I mean, you're not going to take a transfer offensive lineman that's a sophomore and start him. That's just never going to happen anywhere, except for Colorado, I guess. But especially not at Clemson. That's not happening.
Yeah, I think we might get through this offseason without any transfers.
I think there's got to be one, man. Come on.
I mean, you would think.
At least Dabo is trying.
Yeah, that's true.
We got to get. He's been trying the last couple of years, and got turned down by guys.
Yeah, well, when you only offer 1 or 2 guys, your odds aren't amazing, are they?
Dabo is trying, but so far he has been unable to conceive. So.
Yes. What do they call that?
Well, once he lands a transfer, there's a party at my house and everyone's invited.
Oh, yeah. And not a fucking walk-on grad assistant. Nobody had transferred out previously.
We do have a 4th-string quarterback, but he's not going to suit up.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the sideline, and if something happens in a dire situation where they need him, then he still has eligibility left. Oh, man.
Not great.
I mean,
May as well put me
really
out
could
there.
happen.
We've seen it happen before. I mean, it's happening at Florida State right now.
Well, I think they're playing their second string.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do agree with Tiger Baskins. I do like the new coaching hires, particularly Matt Luke. I think that you might see some immediate not immediate in terms of the Kentucky game, but immediate dividends as far as next year is concerned with better play from the offensive line. I think that's to be expected.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, he's one of the best known names in the sport. I'd like to see it transfer to recruiting.
I think it may.
Yeah, over time. Clearly, he hasn't been there long enough for it to really impact this class, but hopefully next class, he's working on that because the offensive line recruiting at Clemson has been subpar for a while.
Yeah, and then when we do get a hit, a guy like a Linthicum or where the hell is Linthicum at? I haven't even. Wasn't he 5-star? And we've had some misses. The guys that we have hit on in terms of getting the recruits to sign haven't really been that good. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, but you look at all the other top 10 programs, almost all of them have better offensive lines annually than Clemson does.
Yes.
And there's really no excuse for that at this point. You could say maybe back in the day, but they've won enough and established a brand big enough where they should be able to get some of the blue chip offensive linemen to come there. I mean, not all of them, obviously. There's not enough teams, but every once in a while.
Yeah.
Well, I do think you are probably fighting against, the guys that are known for developing offensive linemen as well. Even if they're not necessarily as big a name at the moment as Clemson.
But you would think...
offensive linemen are going to gravitate towards Mario because he has a track record of putting elite offensive linemen in the NFL.
Yeah. No, I get that. And that's why I think Matt Luke helps big time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he can go out in the recruiting trail and say, I can do something at Clemson for you that the previous guys haven't been able to do, and that's get you into the league where you want to go. So, and he's got a list as long as, a mile long of players that he has put in the NFL that he can show them. But I like the umpire too, the defensive end coach.
Yeah,
They're both good hires.
Clemson before.
Umpire.
I mean, that's what Dabo's built his career on, is great hires. I mean, not all of them have been great, but the ones that he's hit on have been big, major program changers.
The ones that he's hit on.
The ones that he's hit on, yeah.
The ones that he wooed into his lair. Okay, I don't know.
Right, so that's why.
Well, I would go ahead, Vic.
That's been the reason for the recent decline. Has been that the quality of his staff is not what it used to be.
That's a huge part of it.
Well, and I would even agree with you for the most part as far as the hires he's made, but at the same time, like everybody said it, and I agreed with it, that Garrett Riley was the best hire of this past offseason. Not really a whole lot to show for it.
It's been.
Yeah, I think year 2 will be very different from year 1.
Yeah, I don't blame any of.
You could be right.
I don't blame any of that on Garrett Riley.
No,
I don't either.
I mean, time will tell with him.
right.
Let's put it this way: I still think he's a massive upgrade over what we had. I think it's a massive upgrade over the previous 2, honestly.
Over on Brandon Street, or
Yeah. Again, another one where I want to see it translate to recruiting, especially at the wide receiver position.
needs to. Yeah.
Well, we've got a 5-star receiver coming in.
Brian Welko.
Yeah, I'm less concerned about the recruiting. than I am about the development at that position.
Well, that's the guy that didn't get fired that everyone wanted fired, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And as soon as Chauncey Stuckey got fired from Notre Dame, I was like, oh, here we go. He'll be on Clemson's sideline next year. Haven't heard anything about that, though.
It was Chauncey Stuckey.
He played at Clemson from 02 to 05. Is that right? He started as a quarterback.
Yeah, early 2000s. And his most recent stop.
Pete, go ahead. Sorry, Pete.
I was gonna say his most recent stop was a wide receiver coach at Notre Dame.
Yeah,
and he just got fired.
He was the top receiver for Clemson in 05. He started as a quarterback. He actually scored, I believe, one of the touchdowns in the 63-17 game as a backup quarterback.
He probably Dabo probably coached him, because Dabo got there in what, 04? 03?
Yeah, Dabo definitely.
So he definitely coached him.
Dabo's first batch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
That was who else? Aries Curry, and was Roscoe Crosby still there? Derek Hamilton, remember Derek Hamilton, Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the Charlie Whitehurst years too.
Indeed, it was. I was watching the dozen trivia on Barstool. I don't know if any of you watched that. It's a trivia competition, and one of the questions was something about the Clemson quarterback who did blah 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 from 2002 to 2005, and none of them had any idea. I was about to break my computer. I was like, "You fucking idiots! It's Clipboard Jesus."
Yeah.
No.
He's. I met him a couple of years ago at the spring game. Well, at the SO Club after the spring game. We were sitting in there. He came and sat down right next to me. I looked over at him. I did a double take because I knew it was him.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, man, has anybody ever told you look a lot like Charlie Whitehurst? And he just smiled at me, and he goes, yeah, I get that a lot, especially around here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Charlie Whitehurst. Yeah.
Cool guy, though.
Yeah. Now he's just Clipboard Jesus.
Talk about making a shit. He was driving a Maserati that day. I saw him when he left. He hopped in his Maserati and peeled out. But I mean, a guy who spent how long was he in the NFL? Like over 10 years, probably.
Yeah, it was a long time. He
was a career backup quarterback and made a lot of money.
You know, fun fact: he started that playoff. Remember the Beast Quake where?
Yeah.
He was the starting quarterback for Seattle.
For Seattle, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Call him the Coot Killer. Never lost to South Carolina.
He was 4-0.
Yeah.
The first and 35. Remember that shit? How was that game? That was amazing.
He must have a house up there or something.
Yeah, probably.
Because I hear that he's there all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if he lives there full time or if he has like a second house there or what, but.
He's got a vacation house on Lake Hartwell, probably.
Probably, yeah.
Yep. Well, the bar for Clemson quarterbacks has gone up considerably since then, but he was still good.
I'd take him now. Shit.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people pissed off whenever Dabo said that Klubnik was his guy. I don't know what they expected him to say. I've been telling you guys that all the rumors about Klubnik transferring out, and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? He's not going anywhere, and he's not getting benched either.
He's not terrible. He needs more help.
Yeah,
well,
I don't know.
Miami fans had the same reaction when it was basically said that Van Dyke was going to be the starting quarterback this year because. And I really don't get this. Like they expected there to be a quarterback competition, and it's like a guy that's a solidified starter that's coming back is going to be your starter. Like I don't know. It's been that way in football forever. I don't know why people think all of a sudden it's going to be different.
Yeah. He starts the first couple of games, and then if you make a change, you make a change.
Look, it's going to take a lot for Cade Klubnik to get benched.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, it don't take much to get a quarterback benched at Miami.
Yeah.
Fan base cries hard enough, they'll bench somebody.
I mean, look how long it took him to bench DJ.
Yeah.
And look.
But I don't think there was a permanent plan there to actually bench him.
No.
Like, because you see that thing you see it all the time. Like, they'll bench a quarterback for a few series or even a game, kind of as a wake-up call kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, I think Klubnik is still fine. I think he's not he's better than we give him credit for because we've been spoiled a little bit. But
he's got all the tools physically. Like, he can make all the throws. He's athletic, all that. And I don't think clearly I think he's smart. I don't think he's stupid. But here's what I'm looking for from year 1 to year 2 as a starter for him next year is better decision making. I mean, so many of those turnovers were on him.
Yes.
That if he just cleans that up, I mean, that's the difference between being 8-4 and 10-2 right now.
Totally. I think he's too skittish in the pocket, which is bad when you have an offensive line that can't
he's got happy feet. Yeah.
And he also, the problem is
why he's skittish.
Right. Well, yeah, totally. And I think the other problem is that, we do run the ball over the course of 4 quarters fairly well, especially we did in the latter part of the season. But just especially in the first half of games, I mean, we it seems like every single run is either no gain or for 6 inches. Like, it's like we're run for a yard, run for a half-yard loss, and it's 3rd and 9 every single damn possession. Every series is like that, and that's not going to be successful over time for a quarterback.
He's just got to get over. You see a lot of this especially with. I mean, he was a 5-star quarterback out of the state of Texas.
Yeah.
Is this mentality where I can just make every throw, and throw it into coverage, or just throw it up in the air and hope one of my players. Like, high school, there's certain players on the team, especially the team he played for. They're just so much better than everybody else on the field that you can go out there and play backyard football and still win the game. You can't do that at the Power 5 level in college.
Right.
He's trying to do too much.
Especially with the receivers that we've got. We don't have anyone that's going to do that.
No. I know he doesn't want to hear it, but they should be telling him before games, don't go out there and win this game. Just don't fucking lose it.
I think make a job in the South Carolina game.
Yeah. Like Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, those are guys that are going to go out there when the game's on the line and win you the game.
Right.
He needs to just be on a plan of not losing it for right now until it gets better.
That Cade Klubnik kind of reminds me of Desmond Ridder with all those turnovers. But, yeah.
And just silly ones, too. I mean, and the whole thing with not listening to the coaches when they tell you to run the ball and you decide to keep it anyway, like all that kind of shit, that's all fixable. But I want to see it be fixed.
He was lucky on that one, man. Holy crap.
Yeah, that was weird because, like, yesterday I saw Ridder throw one of the worst interceptions you'll ever see. But, yeah.
Like, and I agree with the Clemson fans. Like, at least some of them I heard online. Like, after he made that decision in overtime against Miami, and then Dabo come out and say, it's like, okay, what's the punishment?
Yeah, no punishment.
And there was none.
No, so he did it again and again. Did it 3 times.
Yeah. Well, it happened against Florida State, too, didn't it?
It happened against Florida State. It happens against Miami. And then it happened against... I
believe North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
But he scored against North Carolina, barely.
Yeah, that was the play right before the half.
Yes.
Yeah, where Dabo said, whatever you do, throw the ball away, take a sack, whatever you got to do not run the ball. It was a pass play.
Yeah.
And he fucking ran it anyway.
He scored by about a fucking millimeter.
And he did score, but that was even controversial. Did he score? Did he? Anyway, they gave him the points. But I don't know, man. I never played college football, but I did play football and other sports too. And if the coach told you don't do this, and you did it, there was a punishment for it. I don't care if it was fucking pee-wee.
Yeah.
You weren't getting away with that.
Well, Mario had a famous quote years ago in an interview talking about Jimmy Johnson. He said, "You saw one of two things out there every Saturday: what Jimmy coached us to do, or what Jimmy allowed us to do."
Yeah.
Right.
And I think the same goes for a lot of coaches in football, if not all of them. What you see out there is either what they coach them to do or what they allow them to do.
Generally true,
yeah. Well, gentlemen, I have to wrap it up.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right, as usual, I appreciate all of you for coming on. Volusia, take it easy, buddy.
Cheers, bud. We back Wednesday?
Yeah, I'll be back Wednesday.
All righty.
All right.
Take it easy.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Vic.
Yeah, it was good to have you back, Pete.
Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, Slim.
All right, buddy.
All right, talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
All right, that is officially going to do it for this edition of the Midday Show. I will be back on Wednesday and Friday. For those of you who missed the beginning of the show, there will, for the time being, there will be no call-in shows on Wednesday and Friday night, at least not this calendar year, the next couple of weeks. But the Midday Show will continue to be on this channel. So I'll see you then. And I'll keep you guys updated with the games that I plan on streaming starting next week, once the bowl games start getting worth streaming, honestly. And that's probably going to take place on next Wednesday, the 27th, and then probably every day after that. For the next 5 or 6 days, I should be streaming at least one or even multiple bowl games from there on out. Anyway, I appreciate you all hanging out today. Everyone have a great rest of your Monday.